Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much to meet Menaca. This meeting today is about announcing how we are rebranding ourselves. It's going to be called Meet Menaca, Celebrating You. So let me tell a little story behind it. What does it stand for? It is about meeting me as a host to ask questions. And it started from a very small idea of almost nothing because just through the COVID-19 lockdown, as a team, few of us got together and decided that we want to really do something to help the community and bring on to speakers and discuss the social issues, what is not usually talked about. That was the main aim when we started. However, we have evolved and we have started doing webinars and we are planning to do meetups and different things. So obviously our horizons have broadened, and thank you so much for each and every one of you on the Facebook, on YouTube, on all the social medias, and on our WhatsApp group, the vibrant, vivacious WhatsApp group. And of course, there's no Meet Menaca nor those things without this excellent team I have. So thank you so much for each and every one of you from bottom of my heart. Going from there, the main aim would be is all about empowerment going forward. Also talking about social issues amongst us. Some of us are actually have first-hand experience or have known someone else to experience it. Might be we are helping someone already to come out of it and get back to normality, or maybe to elevate their life and become their best version in one way or the other. So that's the reason we have broadened our horizon to encompass everything we do to empower you so that we can celebrate each and every one of you in this community. And widely, that's the plan. On top of it, today, it's my first anniversary of my book launch. Last year, this time, I was launching my book, and I have to say my mom was here. So, of course, I miss my mom today that she's not here. However, family support is always there. And I'm so grateful for each one of you. Wished me from midnight, even before midnight. Some people started wishing me for my birthday, for my book launch. So thank you so much for all of you. Here is the book, Resilience Learned. I don't know how much you can see, but it's on all my social medias. You're more welcome to see. Thank you so much for my publishers, my editors, for each and every one of you who have been my support system for a long time. One last thing I really want to say is thank you for everyone who has filled my heart with love and support and made sure that I am here to tell the story today. Because there was a point in my life I might not have been there to tell the story. So thank you so much for being there. And thank you for those who parted ways for whatever reason. But you have taught me so many lessons I had to learn and evolve and to become who I am today. So I think even a bigger thank you for people who discouraged me, who disappointed me, and didn't want me to do what I'm doing today. If you weren't there, perhaps I wouldn't have become stronger and been able to do what I'm doing today. So thank you so much for all of you from bottom of my heart. And I'm going to hand it over to my friend Rohan to take it over. Over to you, Rohan.
Thank you, Menaca. I guess that's you pretty much put it in perfect words and set the ball rolling. Yes, to begin with, I would first want to take this opportunity to wish this very special person a very happy birthday today. I guess the time is right, the place is right, and what better than to begin with wishing our dear Menaca a very happy birthday today. I guess she always chooses her timing to be right, and she's chosen it right last year, and she's choosing it right this year, and I'm sure she's going to choose it right for years to come. Speaking about a book launch that I attended last year, earlier being absolutely clueless, what am I heading to? Having met her in a Toastmaster meeting, started chatting with her, and over a period of time, the chats just never ended. And then she told me one day, I'm writing a book. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. what's the brief about? Like, why don't you read it? I want you to put your thoughts across to the book. And I can genuinely tell you one word which comes to my mind whenever I think of that book is genuine. Each word, each element, each thing represented out there actually was something which came from the heart. I mean, after reading the book, and I've told her 100 times the same thing, after reading the book, I could actually understand, if not be there, with that small girl in that war-torn country, and from where she has come to where she is today. If this is not an epitome of resilience learned, I don't think so. I know of a better one. And I guess for all those who've read the book will resonate the same thoughts as me. And if you've not read it, I guess what better time to read it than the first anniversary of the same. Moving on to telling you something about what we've done right now. I guess Menaca, we all know Dr. Menaca. She's a dentist first, but in all probability, she's one dentist I guess none of us fear. Otherwise, dentist and fear go hand in hand. And as she calls herself a chocoholic dentist, somebody, the first dentist ever in life who would say, I eat chocolates, you please eat them too. And we've done something very similar to the chocolate to our brand as well. We've just changed the wrapper. We felt now the chocolate inside has become too big. It can't fit into that same small wrapper. It needs a bigger name. It needs a bigger identity. And that's where Meet Menaca is born. The heart, the soul, the essence remains the same. Nothing's changed. It's just that you will hear me blabbering more about Meet Menaca rather than Soul Streets. That's about it. Everything else, our thoughts, our ideas, our platform, our the freedom given to everybody to express their thoughts will only grow more and nothing more. Another last point that I would really want to speak about is today we are in the day and age of electronics and e-commerce and digitization. So we felt, why don't we add an E to us as well? So that E to us is empowerment. And that's going to be the core idea that we are going to follow ahead. And as Menaca quite rightly said, it's not at the cost of compromising what we set out initially for, but even that is all about empowerment, right? Empowering somebody to put forth their thoughts, empowering somebody to share their feelings, empowering somebody to actually ask those doubts, get themselves clear, get that freedom, that comfort, that this is your home, these are your friends, these are your family, and we can talk. Empowering people over and above beyond that talk session. We want to take it to the next level, that we actually make all of these efforts worth it. So I'm sure you're going to enjoy and also learn and contribute to this lovely ideology that we want to take ahead. And now I'll pass on to Kirubai. Kirubai, over to you to take the ball further.
Thank you, Rohan. Well, just a throwback on how I met Menaca. It was very, very coincidental and strange. We actually met at a networking group and just said hi and bye. And strangely enough, she heard me speak in Tamil. And then she turned around and said, you speak Tamil. She said, I've never met anyone who speaks Tamil. So we connected and we parted ways. And then lo and behold, we met again on the tube. And Menaca poured out her story to me. And we chatted and we chatted and we started a very close relationship. I would say a relationship that has bloomed this last 1 year. And I was very privileged to attend the launching of her book. And I was also very privileged to speak on stage to talk about who this young lady is, even as she celebrates another milestone in her life this year. Because it's indeed a milestone. It's just not numbers, but it's a milestone because she has moved further. New beginnings, such a new beginning on this 30th of November. And I'm really privileged to be part of Meet Menaca, the new platform And I would like to also say her book really touched me because me being from Malaysia, we don't know some of these things that people go through in the other parts of the world. And it just opened my eyes to see the suffering in Sri Lanka and how the Sri Lankan Tamils went through. Lots of us come from very comfortable places, and it opened my eyes. And I thank you for that, that wonderful, heartwarming in certain ways, and also heart-wrenching book that I read through you, through your eyes and through your words. And I thank you once again. Thank you, Menaca.
Thank you, darling. Tarani?
Hi, thank you for having me on this platform. I am talking about this book because of the gratefulness. When my mother was watching her program, Dr. Purvi saw the book and I thought I had to read it. It talks about resilience and how she coped with the war when Menaca was a child. I think it's a good read and I'm glad I came across it. Menaca is in this stage because of her knowledge and giving this knowledge to us. After I read the book, my parents said my face is lit up a little bit. I'm thinking Menaca as a role model because I try to aim and be like her. That's it.
Thank you so much, Tarani. Thank you. Krish?
Thank you very much for having me, for inviting me today. Menaca, happy birthday. I'm probably one of the later additions to this group, and I'm very pleased to be here. I think joining Soul Strings with all the problems the world faces at the moment, and when the world faces a problem, well, we are the world, and it translates that we face problems. Life wouldn't be quite the same without problems, however. But in recent years, the landscape has changed immensely. And one of the things that I've seen so often recently is the remark that COVID-19 will make us all step back and take a review of our life, where we are in the world. And Soul Strings, or Meet Menaca as it's now going to be called, is one of those programs that helps us, that gives us an opportunity to step forward and recognize and acknowledge and increase our awareness of some of the difficulties we face, and to feel comfortable in knowing that having difficulties is never a catastrophe. Having difficulties often can fill us with inspiration, with courage, and excitement. Solving problems is meant to be exciting. In actual fact, I'll go as far as to say that not having problems is quite a boring life. So Meeting Menaca, you the public, this program is put out for the public. It's giving you also an opportunity, and you are very much an intricate part of the program, because you help to make it interesting. Whatever problems you are prepared to acknowledge and come forward and ask a question. Before we talk about empowerment, there are two words that comes before that. One is understanding, the other one is awareness. If you don't have the first two, it's almost impossible to get the third. So I hope that as many of you as possible, whichever part of the world you're in, will tune in, will contribute, and will participate as best as you can to make the program what it is meant to be, and that is airing our difficulties. I've joined and I'm here. I see my role mainly as some kind of a clinical know-it-all, but I'm anything but that. I just try to give a common sense opinion in terms of what people can do with problems. So I hope it will with the new name, it will take off and it will go well. And I hope you will help to make it well. Thank you.
Thanks, Krish. Do you want to tell something about the book? Because I know you have read the book.
I have read the book. You know, one of the things about reading books and talking to people, I always think telling people the story of a book is like spoiling the story. But I've read it, and if I've read it, then you can too. There is a lot that you can gain from it. I can tell you briefly what I have gained. I've learned a lot about Sri Lankan culture. I learned a lot about what Sri Lankans do and what they don't do. I learned a lot about what Sri Lankans can say and what they can't say. And that in itself, for me, made it an excellent read because I was empowering myself with new knowledge about Sri Lankans. Yes, so I will leave it up to you to take your time, read it in good time, and make what you make of it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Krish. I appreciate that. Swati, over to you, darling.
Thanks for having me on the platform. I feel so privileged. When I heard Dr. Menaca on a virtual international platform, I was so surprised by the genuinity she expressed in her story. In a world where so many things are getting gray, there comes a woman with such a transparent attitude. It just impressed me. So, and later on, when Dr. Menaca thought of starting Soul Strings with a noble intention of bringing all the people together where they can have a heart-to-heart conversation, just having a chat over a coffee, you can say. It has been wonderful 18 weeks to be a part of it. In the process, we feel empowered, and also we empower each other because there's always a takeaway during each of the talk sessions that are done by the Soul Strings. It is Dr. Menaca is trying to make a sincere and a genuine contribution to the society in an own way. So we look forward for your support and participation to a new show that is Meet Menaca. Okay, darling?
Thank you so much, Swati. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for everyone who joined on Facebook, and it will be part of the YouTube later on. Thank you for being an audience, being speakers, being supporters, being cheerleaders, always. Without you, as Krish said, Rohan said, and all of you, each one of you have mentioned, there wouldn't be neither Soul Strings nor Meet Menaca. So as we go on to our next stage of Meet Menaca, and just to wrap it up, we are also in the process of creating a charity. We will be announcing at some point. Definitely in 2021, we would be officially a charity, and few of us are part of it. And I don't believe in doing anything alone. So it is definitely a collaborative thing we are going to do. And it will be across the globe. It's not for any country or any community in particular. We are going to be inclusive to all countries and all communities. However, I have always been very transparent. My vision has been always to help women in South Asia and also have holistic health centers in South Asia. And I make no apologies for it because I have been from there. You know, I feel it is time for me to give back to the communities there. So we will be doing everything across the globe for everyone as much as we can. But this would be part of the process when we do get there. Thank you so much for each and everyone once again. And we will look forward to seeing you on our normal Saturday shows with a new name, Meet Menaca, to celebrate each one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks again.